The story of Lilo is really quite interesting. Her father was of course madly in love with his wife. At the time of Lilo's birth, she passed away. This caused the father to have to raise her all on her own. Eventually, the father grew to hate Lilo. He got angry, fits of rage just by seeing her. It reminded her too much of his wife. At the age of 3, he did the unthinkable and locked her away, keeping her sheltered from the outside world, with no human contact, no physical touch. There's nothing more than torture what she went through. We were lucky to find her. The house was up for repossession, and when they went to go collect, they found her locked up in one of the rooms. If it wasn't for the father, we would never have found her. When we found Lilo, we realized she had a really hard time trusting men, specifically me. It was at this point in time I realized I actually needed some help, which is why I've gotten my first assistant in the past 30 years. She's been helping a lot, but I don't know if it's going to work.
Here in Hawaii, men and women do have equal rights and opportunities, and Lilo seems to only see male dominance and doesn't see females as an equal, even though she is one herself. That being said, she seems to fear males, especially their aggressiveness. Now, of course, Dr. Steele is a male and does stay with her a lot, so she will start to learn about equality, but this will take a lot of time.
My name is Lonnie. I'm here with Dr. Steele at the Ho'oponopono Rehab Institute in the conference room. Dr. Steele, what rites of passage will you be performing on Lilo?
One of the most important things we could do is try to resocialize Lilo. Make her feel like she's part of the community. Here in Hawaii, we have a tradition at the time of birth where there would be a feast. The aunts and uncles would cut their own hair, they would bring presents. We thought, what better way to get her part of the community than to give her her own little celebration? Since we don't know her birthday, and we certainly weren't there at her time of birth, we thought we would do one here, the day she was found. So we're preparing one for her at the Institute, and hopefully it'll be a good time. Another way of entering her into the community is, at the time of puberty, the children would be getting tattoos. She's been wondering what all these designs were, and we thought that we would give her one. Of course, I personally don't think she'll be able to handle it mentally. I think it'll be too much pain for her to endure, so we may be doing a henna tattoo, perhaps even a rub-on tattoo. I myself have a tattoo, although I'm not allowed to show it on camera. One of the final rites of passage we could do to bring her into the community is a fattening feast. During the time of puberty, the children would be secluded from the rest of the community. They would be fed excess amounts of food. They would be deprived of sunlight, all in an attempt to help them gain weight and make them more sexually attractive. Whether or not this will harm Lilo or not is yet to be discovered. There's still much to learn. I personally think that such treatment would regress her back to the state once we found her. So whether or not this will be going on, I sincerely doubt so.
I'm just observing a patient who is with a very dear volunteer of ours, and she devotes much of her time just helping around the hospital with other patients, mostly children. But this time it is just a little bit different. Lelan she really responds with Lilo, and Lilo responds with Lelan. And we feel that when Lilo gets to the point where she can recover, where she is fully recovered and she can live without us, Lelan will be adopting Lilo. And we do think that this can be possible really soon. Lelan is the third person to be working with Lilo in an interactive environment. We call this child rearing, which basically is having more than one person in this really small community just take care of her in a more free and interactive environment. And we feel that this will speed up her socialization progress very fast.
Even before she could walk, she was turned over to children of the community to play in groups. Lilo had a really warm relationship with her grandmother. Her grandmother seemed to teach her using humor, bantering, teasing, to teach her lore and to give her advice on love.